So, good evening. Tonight we are going to do Aseret hadibrot part 5, A and B, practical emunah. So just to recap what we did yesterday, having clear emunah means understanding that Hashem runs the world in every sense of the word. We are not in charge, Hashem is in charge. So another explanation is brought by Chachamim, and that is that when Bnei Israel left Mitzrayim, they were very scared of the Mitzrayim, of the Egyptians, when they left Egypt. And they felt like slaves running away from their masters. Their fear was very real. Then when the Mitzrayim caught up with Bnei Israel could see them coming closer. And they looked forward. So in front of them there was a sea. Behind them were the Egyptians. And on the sides there was just the midbar, just the desert. They were desperate. There was nowhere for them to go, to hide, to run away, to escape, nothing. Until Hashem said to Moshe, stop praying and tell Bnei Israel to move. Now it's time for action. Keep moving. Move forward into the sea. So actually, the Midrash tells us that Shevet Ephraim were the first ones, Binyamin, sorry, not Ephraim, Shevet Binyamin were the first ones to jump into the sea. However, Shevet Yehuda stopped them. Nachshon, who is the leader of Shevet Yehuda, the tribe of Yehuda, said, stop. We are the leading Shevet, so let us go through first. And Nachshon himself, he was a leader, but he himself went into the water until he actually reached his chain. And that's when the water split. Nachshon believed that Hashem said to go forward, it means a miracle is going to happen, something's going to happen. And now we'll be able to go forward. And that's what happened. So, Bnei Israel were crossing, but with all that was going on during the crossing, there were walls, the water turned into walls, there was food, there was fresh water for them to drink. They could see, each tribe could see each other. The sea had been split into 12. Wow, what went on? The bottom of the sea was not muddy. It was just unbelievable. Yes, and it was dry. So many miracles happened, right? And they were all taken up by those miracles. But as soon as they came out of the sea, they were worried. Oi, the Egyptians are going to come around the other side, and they're going to catch up to us, and they're going to kill us. They still had the fear of a slave running away from his master. That fear was so strong, and actually they gave such a strong power to the Egyptians. Where was the emunah? Where was the emunah? It wasn't there yet. The emunah was not there yet. That Hashem is the master, not the Egyptians. That Hashem runs the world. That Hashem makes things happen. And that Hashem can even change nature. Then, for them to believe in Hashem, Hashem had to do something. Like I said, change the world. What did he do? Change nature. What did he do? Hashem made the waves bring the corpse, the dead bodies of the Egyptians all the way to the shore, to the seashore. So the Jews could actually say, oh, I know this one. Yeah, he was my master. Yes, he was so evil. He was so nasty. He made me work so hard. And this one, and that one, and they recognized, they knew who these people were. Only at that point, when they saw all the bodies washed up, and they knew who these people were, they knew that they were dead, they were not their masters anymore. Only then vayaminu b'Hashem u'b'Moshe avdo. Only then they believed in Hashem and in Moshe. How? Why? Because the fear they had felt had come from a lack of emunah. Bnei Israel thought the Mitzrayim were masters, the Egyptians were the masters. Now that they got rid of their fear, the emunah could grow. The emunah came in once they got rid of that fear. The impact on Bnei Israel was huge, because now Bnei Israel were really free from that mentality of being a slave, free from that fear of a slave to his master. Now they were not slaves anymore. That's how long it took. Not the Makot, not the plagues, not Yetziat Mitzrayim, not coming out of Mitzrayim, not the manna that they ate. No. This. Once they saw the dead Egyptians, they realized they are not our masters. And if Hashem can bring them up and down in the water, make them suffer according to their level of humanity or lack of humanity, then that Hashem is the one who is the master of the world. So emotionally and psychologically, they had that fear, that emotion, they were so strong. But now, once they were able to get rid of it, of their fear, now the emunah came in. So from this, Chachamim tell us, from this, we have a huge lesson to learn. In order for us to have clarity in our emunah, in our mind, we have to get rid of ourselves and get rid and just throw away all those things that are keeping us away from Hashem. Those things are called masters, right? For example, thinking that we are in control of what goes on in our lives. Someone makes us upset, and we think, oh, I allowed him to behave this way towards me. David HaMelech said, when Shimei ben Gera ran after David HaMelech, and he was throwing stones at David HaMelech, and David was the king, had been the king already for a few years, and he was cursing David HaMelech, because David HaMelech was running away from the rebellion from his son, Avshalom. So Shimei ben Gera took the opportunity to just curse the king. So his nephews, and they were, one of them was Yoav, who was the general of his army, and Avishai, the brother of Yoav. So he said, you know what, let me go and just kill him. He's not allowed to speak like this to the king. What did David say? Let him. Hashem put these words into his mouth. It means that if someone is not respecting me and is treating me with all kind of names, calling me all kind of names, it's because Hashem wants me to have that moment of disrespect. It's a punishment. So it's okay. Leave him alone. It's not him, right? So we think that we can, we are in charge of life. But then suddenly something goes on that throws us off completely. Whoa, what happened here? Yes, what happened? Nothing happened. So Hashem wanted to give us a reminder that we are not the masters over our own lives. Or if we want something, sometimes we have desires, we want some material things, whatever that may be. And that desire actually puts a barrier between us and Hashem, because it's stopping us from doing the mitzvot or from learning Torah. And this is really the hardest and the greatest challenge in our service of Hashem, in our Avodat Hashem. We think we are entitled to acquire whatever we desire and that it's coming to us. Of course. Why? I can do it. I'm the manager. I'm the parent. I have the money, so it's okay. But we need to work and nurture emunah by reminding ourselves that we are not masters, that we don't run our lives, but Hashem is. And that's how we can have a relationship with Hashem. Once a rabbi was asked, "Where is Hashem?" And the rabbi answered, "Wherever you let him in." That means if you work on your emunah and you rely on Hashem, I'm making a deal. I want that deal to go through, and I'm doing everything so that that deal goes through. But I forget to say, Hashem, please help me. Make it go through. Or if it doesn't, Hashem, then maybe you have the reasons, the right reasons why. I don't know what the reasons are. But we forget Hashem, then who knows if that deal is really going to go through the way we want it. And it's all about letting Hashem in. So coming back to Ben Israel, even the Malachim were complaining to Hashem when Hashem wanted to save Ben Israel, right when they were standing by the sea. And the Egyptians were behind them catching up very fast. The Malachim, the angels, said, Hashem, why are you saving them? The Egyptians do Avodah Zarah. They worship idols. And Ben Israel, they also worship idols. So, why should you save Ben Israel? So, the question is, Ben Israel did Avodah Zarah? Actually, some Chachamim say, yes, they did. But and other Chachamim explain, and they said, the Avodah Zarah here is not really real Avodah Zarah, worshipping idols. Here it means that they were serving Hashem in a way that was foreign to Ben Israel. Why? Because Ben Israel had that terrible fear of the Mitzrayim, of the Egyptians. They gave them power as masters over Ben Israel. That was considered Avodah Zarah. That was considered a service foreign to Ben Israel. It means something that they should not have done. Mitzrayim have no power. It's all Hashem that's running the world. That's where the power of the Mitzrayim comes from, because Hashem wanted it. The moment they were able to change their thinking and understanding with clarity that Hashem is the master, Vayaminu b'Hashem u'b'Moshe avdo. Then that's when the emunah started to blossom and grow and feel that emunah. They were not in control of anything. So we too should not fool ourselves by thinking that we are in control of anything. So here we are. Number one, we believe Hashem is the creator. So if someone says that he doesn't believe, Chachamim tell us, this is the answer we should give. The answer is that אנחנו מאמינים בני מאמינים. We are believers, sons of believers. Because Abraham believed Hashem, because Yitzchak believed Hashem, in Hashem, and because Yaakov believed in Hashem, Hashem has put in our DNA, we are all born with emunah. That emunah is very strong. It's not very strong. It's there, and we grow with it. But for this emunah to grow and see it and feel it and be part of our life, then already we need to work on it. that's already our challenge. That already is our avodah. It's like if you take a beaver, and the beaver, let's say the beaver was in a cage since it was born. It was never in a river. But then you free the beaver and you put it in near a river. This beaver knows by instinct. He knows how to build a dam. He knows how. He knows he goes. He grabs sticks, one stick after another, and mud, and whatever uh, leaves, branches, whatever he can, and he builds a dam. But he wasn't taught. But he was born with this knowledge. That was part of his instinct. And that's how we too are born with emunah. Except that we need, as we grow and we go through life challenges, that's when we need to actually make it grow, because our challenges grow with us as we go through life. So, at birth, we are all believers, but that emunah has to be nurtured to be able to grow as we go through life challenges. The desires, the Yetzer Hara, stop us from believing. So I can do whatever I want, however I want, and I don't care, right? And that's the work of the Yetzer Hara, as we have learned before. The emunah has got to be together with the sechel, with the intellect, and the regesh, and the emotion, the heart. It has to become one. Okay, I'm going to stop here and then continue in a second video.